Hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad to have you here. Today is a special video because this is a collaboration video, and I am doing this video for Teri's Crafty Christmas 25. So I'm going to put all of the details in the description box below, and you're going to want to go to the links and click on those and follow all of the collaborators so you can follow along. I'm day 7, so this is December 7th when this is coming out. You'll be able to see the days behind me and the days ahead of me, and go check out all the fabulous projects and the collaborators there. So I want to explain a little bit because there are giveaways in this collaboration. Some are physical, some are digital, lots and lots of freebies, and I want you to join in, and I do not want you to miss out. So this is going to be going through December 1st through the 30th, and there is going to be a Facebook giveaway drawing, which is December 31st, and that's when the video will be presented. So the groups that I'm going to tell you about, you're going to be able to get all that information in the description box below. That's the Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journal Facebook group, Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, and the Junk Journal Tutorials and Paper Crafts Facebook group. So you're going to want to post your Christmas project using any of the Christmas papers in the collaboration using the Teri's Crafty Christmas 25 in the post from December 1st to the 30th. At 3 p.m. Pacific or any of the all above Facebook groups, you can post the same post in all 3 groups, and it's only 1 post per day per entry. So you want to make sure your entry's in by 3 p.m. Pacific time. Each post is worth 1 entry into the Teri's Crafty Christmas Facebook giveaway. There's going to be 20 plus prizes from the kits and a Christmas folio. So there's also going to be a second giveaway, and that's the giveaway right here on YouTube. So giveaway number 2 is the YouTube giveaway. Drawing is December 31st with the video coming out on the same day. To enter, you're going to want to comment on any of the Sweet Pea Papers Teri Crafty Christmas 25 videos from December 1st through the 30th. And you're going to want to use the hashtag Teri's Crafty Christmas 25. You get 1 entry per post, 1 post per video, and the Teri's Crafty Christmas 25 YouTube video giveaway. And 3 junk journal kits are going to be given away for that. Also, videos that are created by collaborators, prize donors, and designers are not included in Teri's Crafty Christmas 25 YouTube giveaway. And all of the links are at the link tree, and that's going to be in the description box below. But you're going to want to do a link tree, Teri's Crafty Christmas 25. And just to let you know, there's lots and lots of freebies in the Facebook groups, and so you can enter the giveaways that way. So I'm one of the collaborators for that. I'm very honored to be asked to do this, and I believe that this is the 2nd or the 3rd Teri's Crafty Christmas 25. So once you join the Facebook groups, you're going to want to stay there because there's going to be more of this next year, and lots of fun stuff going on throughout the year. So I'm going to create a project with one of the collaborators, and we're going to go through the project first. I do apologize, I am making a sourdough loaf at the same time, so my hands have a little bit of dough on them, so my apologies. So I want to, what I'm using is the Mixed Christmas Fun Junk Journal from Serendipitous Crafter, and that's the Serendipitous Crafter is Gracie's Chronicles. I really liked this kit because it spoke to a little bit of vintage, a little bit of like not so matchy style, but everything kind of comes together in the end. And I apologize, I'm knocking things off on the side of my desk, which I didn't mean to do. I have my last video creation kind of up here in the corner. I'm sipping my tea. So before we get started, you might want to go ahead and get your favorite crafting supplies, get your favorite snack, your favorite drink, and come right back here because you don't want to miss a thing. And we're going to do a fun project that can be used as a gift because we are in the gift giving season. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of my tea while you gather your things. And then join me back here right around the craft table. Okay, so we are doing the Mixed Christmas Fun Junk Journal kit. I did print this one out on my regular copy paper. I didn't realize that's what was the first sheet that was in there. So the color of this is not going to be as vibrant as the subsequent sheets that I'm showing you. So just keep in mind, these are printables. The quality of the print is not based on the designer. It's not based on the designs itself. It's based on your printer. So on my copy paper, It doesn't come out as vibrant as it really should. But this is just a snapshot of everything you get in this kit, right? I really, really enjoy this kit. I think it's a lot of fun. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip that over and go into the next sheet. This is in no particular order. So what we're gonna do is show you the kind of mashup of Merry Christmas and music sheets and angels and all of that. So this coloring is much, much better. I use matte cardstock photo paper. Apologies. It's Saturday. I'm on call, so if I do get a crisis call, I do have to press pause, and then we will come right back to it, but it's all going to be in the same video, so you're not going to know. So anyway, that's just kind of my little disclaimer today. So I'm just going to go through right here. I did not reverse print this. I was having issues with my printer earlier this week, so that was just kind of another story. I am going to tell you why I didn't reverse print these once I get the project started. But here's another sheet that's similar to the first sheet that I showed you, but this has like a bluish green hue to it, and this has like the red and the pinks, and I really like both of them. I think they're so pretty. This is one of the sheets that also came very, very vibrant, very, very gorgeous. I absolutely love this sheet. This I did reverse print, so I kind of kept the brights with the brights, and I really like it. And then we have everything upside down, sideways. My apologies. Okay, so here we go. So we have a sleigh ride sheet, and this is a music sheet with some fun book covers on it. And then we're going to turn that over, and we have the music for a sleigh ride and jingle bells and all the music notes. I think that is super fun. This is similar to the last one, but we have a little bit of different book covers on here. I did reverse print this, so we have this over here. I really, really like this sheet because it kind of pulls everything together that's kind of in the kit on separate sheets into one. So it's going to go ahead and match up. Remember I said I was having issues with my printer earlier this week. This is the color it's supposed to be. This is more of a muted tone compared to this one that I showed you. So the coloring is different. This is not a mistake. But I had a mishap with the feed through. No worries. I don't mind it being different lengths. Absolutely love this sheet. I think Gracie did a beautiful job with designing this kit, so I had to use that. I have some fun embellishments and tags and different things to go with this. I did not reverse print this, but this is all comes in the kit. And we have some pockets and some fun different things. And as you can see, it's the Serendipitous Crafter, and this is the Mixed Fun Junk Journal Kit. So I really enjoy that. I think this will just kind of fit in with everything else. We have some fun postcards. I mean, who doesn't need to write a letter to Santa this time of the year, right? So we're going to need to definitely put that in. Okay, so I'm going to show you the project that we're going to be doing today. I have a 5x7 card base out. This is a fairly simple project. It should go by quickly. I think I printed out too much. If I did, no worries. We're going to use those scraps accordingly, and that's just going to go to our Christmas card stash. And if you're like me, I'm behind this year. I have not mailed out any Christmas cards, so you might need some of those ideas. If I don't have extras, that's fine. It's all going to go to this project. So what you're going to want to do is have a 5x7 card base. I had one pre-made in my stash because I do like to do that. But if you don't know how to make a 5x7 card base, I'm going to go over it with you now. You're going to want an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. What you're going to do is we want this to measure... Just when I think I have something correctly, I don't. We're going to want this to measure 10 by 7, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it on the long edge down at 10 inches. And then we're going to want to flip it over and cut it at 7. And then we're going to put it in our scoreboard, and we're going to score this at 5. So if I can show you the measurements. So we have 10 on the long side. We have scored at 5. I do not think that you can see that. My apologies. So we have 10 inches here, cut on the long side. And then we have this scored at 5. And then we have 7 inches cut on the short side, okay? So I didn't realize my you can see the bottom of my measurements. Okay, so we have this. I normally use about 140-pound cardstock. I've been using a little bit less lately because I don't need such a heavy cardstock, especially if I'm bulking this card up. If you follow me and you watch some of my other videos, you've seen me do this project once before for a craft roulette card, but now I want to do this project for a fun gifting card. So this is going to be a greeting card. We are giving the recipient a greeting card, but we're also giving them a 5x7 journal. So maybe they want to keep their own Christmas card memories in it, their own Christmas memories for whatever goes on in Christmas 2025. However they want to memory keep or junk journal and write notes, whatever. This could be a fun shopping list journal, whatever you want, but it's going to be the mixed fun Christmas junk journal. That's why I chose this one, because the recipient can use it in a multitude of ways. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and the reason why I didn't reverse print these two is because I want these to be the covers, the front cover and the back cover. Normally in a 5x7 journal like this, that's a card, that's a greeting card. You do not need to do a front cover and a back cover. But I'm going to move things out of the way, and I'm going to put these directions right here for you again so you can see them, just in case if there's any confusion for the collaboration. My crafty desk has definitely been my brain space lately, so it's kind of scattered everywhere. So my apologies. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to get out my trimmer. I'm going to set my project aside also of a video I did, so you can kind of go watch that on my YouTube. That's a two-parter, and that's for like a fun crafty advent. And I'm going to cut this down. So these are going to be the covers. And I'm going to cut this down to a 5x7. Now this is going to be directional, so I do kind of need to watch out for that. I don't necessarily know what color I want to be the front or the back. I'm thinking I want this bright one to kind of hit the recipient in the face and be like, this is so much fun. This is going to be just like a fun journal, right? So what we want to do is I'm going to cut 5 here first. You can kind of decide how you want to cut it, but I'm going to cut 5 because it is directional. And then I'm going to do the 7. So what I could do, and I'm definitely going to save the scraps because this could go in this journal or a subsequent project by the Serendipitous Crafter. See, so this is going to be the cover. I'm going to put probably a fun little pocket here. I could just make them matchy-matchy, and I know I'm not like a big matchy-matchy person all the time, but I could make the front cover and the back cover a little bit more cohesive if that's what I choose to do. That's what I'm not going to choose to do because I kind of already had my heart set on them being similar but a little bit different. So we're going to cut that down again. Just know there's many ways that you can do this project and how you create it. It's your creative freedom. That's what I absolutely love about printables, and I love the people that that design them with that in mind. So this kit really kind of spoke to me. So thank you, Gracie, for creating it, and I'm so excited I get to create with it. Okay, so these are going to be our front cover and our back cover. Normally what I would do is I would do a cloth spine to kind of cover up any sewing in of the signatures. I'm probably not going to do that in this. That's not going to be necessary. Like I said, I think I've already pre-bulked it up enough. I've already printed out enough papers. I don't know if all the papers I printed out are going to fit in it. So I do have my glue that I have left in its holster, unattended to, with no needle in the middle of it. So I'm just going to kind of let that needle sit there for a second to break up any dry glue. Take a sip of my tea. My throat's a little bit dry this morning. I've already talked to a few hospitals, a few clients. Saturday during the holidays is a really busy time, and I know it's kind of a rough time for a lot of people. So if you're having a rough time, please don't hesitate to reach out to somebody, a friend, anything like that. If you need that kind of help, as a mental health counselor, that's really important. I know there's a lot of stigma with it, but that's always just kind of my 2 cents and my little disclaimer in my videos, because I do crafting for self-care. So I don't know if a lot of you know me. I'm new to this collaboration, so I'm really excited because I follow a lot of these collaborators and these creators. And it's very exciting to be a part of that. And Teri is so generously offered so much in her Facebook groups. It's just a really nice, positive place to be. But I do this for self-care. This is my time, right? This is my time. We all kind of need our own little time in the day and in the week, and maybe we don't get to do it every day. I definitely don't get to craft every day. I really try, but I don't necessarily get to. So we all just need a real grounding hobby and something that we love and that we're passionate about. And I really love sharing my creations with other people. It inspires them, it makes them happy. And I like to craft through spreading the word of self-care. I think that that's really important. I do have run a lot of cognitive behavior therapy groups, and I try to do that through art because it really does change the way that we see the world, the way that we think, and the way that we deal with our difficulties and stress in life. And we all have them, like they can't go away. We can handle them differently though. So this is why I'm here creating with you today, because this helps me and I want to help you, and I want to put out something positive and pretty in the world, and my recipients like it too, right? Everybody likes to do a little bit of memory keeping, but not everybody can create. No worries. Okay, so I'm going to set my trimmer aside and I'm going to get out some of the other papers. If you watched me do any sort of junk journaling before, you know I don't like everything. I said this. I don't like everything samey, right? So I'm probably going to get out my decal edge trimmer and I'm going to trim up a few of these papers to be a little bit smaller than what they need to be. So I'm going to pick what I really definitely want in here, because I do not think they can all fit. Let's see, where was I at with this? And this is like the ephemera, so that's nice. So maybe they can fit. Okay, let's see. How many papers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be pushing it, but you know what? I'm gonna push the limit. So like I said, I wanted the person to like open up the page and, or, you know, like have this kind of coming at you like, hey, like this is really happy and everything. So I'm kind of debating. I'm realizing, I think, let's see. No, I didn't. I was going to be like, I think I did that on accident. I think I printed that upside down because sometimes I just don't know which way to flip my paper when I'm doing this. This is my absolute favorite, but I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter, so I don't want that to be first. I think this is going to be first. This is just going to be happy and it's going to be first. I'm going to cut this down. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this right in half, this 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You can choose to score it. You can choose to measure. You do what makes you happy and how you are happy with your project, okay? That's all I'm going to suggest to you. I'm going to fold this in half. I am going to trim this down, but I'm just kind of folding all the sheets in half first. Like I said, I had an issue with my printer earlier this week. I had to move it a little bit and I had to unplug it, and I think that's what the issue was. I think it was having a hard time connecting with my laptop again. So I completely had to like unplug it again, and I left it unplugged one day when I was at work, and then tried when I got home, and it worked a little, it connected a little bit easier, and now I haven't been having issues with it. So I'm happy with that. I think that these are so fun. I remember going to church when I was younger, and getting out like the Christmas hymnals and things like that, and watching, and even taking my kids when they were little to our church, and I'm watching like the Christmas bell performances and things like that. So I absolutely love this this kit, you know, how it kind of speaks to the songs of the season and things like that. Okay, so I am going to cut these down a little bit smaller than what the card is. So this is a 5 by 7. I'm probably going to do a 4 by 6 in here. So it's going to leave me a border. It's going to leave me room to stuff this. I might not even do a full inch on each side, but I do just want it a little bit shorter so I can tie it closed with a ribbon, and that's what I'll be doing at the end. Okay, so how do I want to measure this up? I mean, organize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut things down first. let's do that, and then we'll kind of fit them in there like a little bit of a booklet. And I am going to cut this down. So we said 5 by 7, so it's 5 this way. So I'm going to go 4 3/4. And just remember, your blade might have a little bit more difficulty because now we're doubled up in here, okay? So I hope my angle is correct for you. And this is the 7, so we're gonna do the 6 3/4. Do not throw these away. If you don't use them in this project, you're gonna use them in another project, and you're going to want them for like fun Christmas cards or something, and maybe a master board. I haven't done that before, and I think that that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so we're just gonna mosey right along. We're gonna do the 4 3/4. I'm gonna stick with that for a few of them. And then I'm going to kind of do a little bit of different size in here. So it is junk journal style, and not everything has to be matched up. So while I'm here, I wanna come in here just to make sure I have it measured a little bit less than the card itself, and I do. So we have a little bit of wiggle room, not as much on top as we do, but we do on the side, so this will close nice and even. Now, once we get to the sewing in of the signature, I'll kind of explain to you how we can do that, and we can do that in different ways if you would like, or not. Okay, so now I'm going to get out my decal edge trimmer because I only have 4 sheets of paper going in here. But we do want this a little bit on the smaller side. We do not want a gator mouth or a 5 by 7 card. My apologies. I have things in like a little bookshelf below me, and everything's just a little bit imperfect sometimes. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so I don't necessarily get to measure this out the whole 6 3/4. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna measure this out to 6. So I'm gonna do, I think, right? Because this is the, hold on, let me look. Okay, so we have this at 5 1/2. And this side is, 8 1/2. Okay, so we have 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And so we have a 5 by 7 card. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna measure this one down at 4. And I'm gonna measure it at 6. Okay. So then it's going to be a little bit different. My edges are just a little bit different. And now we're going to be even a little bit shorter because I do want the trimming on top. I want it to be a little bit even around, right? And so this is going to be smaller. So I'm going to put this in here. And that's kind of what makes the whole junk journaling process fun. Not everything has to be the same and the same size, okay? So I'm going to do this about the same way. So we have, it's a 5. Goodness gracious, if I can't remember anything this morning. I did 4. That's right. I wanted to make sure. So I'm probably going to make these 2 a little bit even. And what that does is that cuts off my mishap for my printer, because I'm not throwing this whole sheet away. I'm just definitely not. Actually, let's cut it down a little bit more, huh? Because we want that cut off. So this is what the fun of junk journaling is, that everything can be just a little bit different. This might allow us to put another sheet of paper in here. I do not think that I printed it out. Okay, and we're going to keep this at the 6. I'm actually going to keep this a little over 6. I'm going to keep this as long, there we go, as long as I can. Okay, and so then that's just going to go right here in the middle. Okay, so now we have like our little booklet is all measured up, and then this would look like the center of it. If I wanted to incorporate these in here, I definitely could, but then we would have blank spaces in here, and see where my printer messed up just a little bit. But I could, but I didn't really think of that, and then it's directional. But I definitely could. I'm heavily debating just folding this in half, making this in the middle, and putting some fun pockets so that recipient has a whole plain page of paper in here that they can zhuzh up, take notes on. I even think I have a stamp with lines on it. So that would be nice and fun. You know what? I don't even know if I need to do, let's do that. 6. I might go back to my regular trimmer because I was like, then it's just gonna be, I just kind of want it to be a little bit different. Okay, so we have it measured here. We have it measured at 3, and then the 7, we're gonna wanna go ahead and probably measure that down to the 6 is what we're gonna do. And then this just goes right here in the middle. So if you see that, and then we have the stark white in the middle, which if you've been watching me for a little bit, you know I'm not a huge stark white fan, but we are gonna zhuzh that up and change it around. If you have any tea-dyed paper, that would be perfect for a project like this, because that's really thin paper. I do, but I wanted to highlight this kit from the Serendipitous Crafter because I absolutely loved the paper. Okay, so we're gonna be sewing in this journal. Now you could do this several different ways, and I'm gonna talk to you about that right now. I am in no means an expert journaler. I am newer to junk journaling. I've been doing it for just a little over a year, and this is how I do it. I just do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It's easiest for me, but I have ventured out into, you could just sew this. You could sew your signature. So this is one signature, right? So I could just sew this signature, and I could have this be multiple signatures, and I could have multiple signatures in here, and then I could take some elastic and then have it be a flow type journal, right? So I'm just sewing in these signatures to keep them together and doing a flow journal. You want to watch that on my channel. I have done that before. I really do like that because you can fit more in. I wouldn't do that in this style because when your recipient wants to put things in here, it's just going to fill up too much and it might break because this is just a card base. So we could do that, or we could strictly keep it a flow journal. We could strictly keep it a flow journal if that's what we want to do. So what we're doing is we're just putting everything in here with some elastic. Let me get out my bookbinding kit, and I have a bag right here, and my bag does say naughty words on it because my friend bought it for me, and it just sparks joy. It's fun. It's happy. It's funny. I'm a little bit sarcastic sometimes. So we have the awl, we have our needles, and we have the thread. So this is the elastic that I'm talking about. This is the elastic that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. I just recently got this within the last few months, so that pricing is accurate. I do white and I do black, and this is the round cord elastic, and this is beading cord elastic. So that's what I do, and that's what I'm using. So let's set that off to the side. Oh, I need string, and I do have string. I have the waxed string. I have different colors in here. I think, I mean, for this, we could use the black because that kind of highlights. I just noticed that. We could. That would be fun. I don't think these two I have in my hand are going to be the proper color for it. We could do just like a craft type color. That's not sparking anything with me. I think I'm going to do the black, or we could do that. Like that would be very, kind of a tone on tone, very neutral. I really like that, or I like the black. I'm choosing the black because this is shadowed with black. So that's how the Serendipitous Crafter did that. And I like it, so I'm going to go with that. So let's set that off to the side. Let's get our needles out. This is just a fun little thing I bought on Amazon. I normally use jumbo paper clips. I've seen them at Hobby Lobby. You can purchase them. I purchased mine on Amazon. You get a lot more for a little bit less expensive with the Amazon route. But, you know, if you don't want to purchase it on Amazon, I completely understand. So you have options for that. Any office supply store. But anyway, so I have the Dollar Tree just kind of clips that I do when I'm doing it here. I really like to secure this down the best I can. This is the time you're going to start thinking about ephemera. And this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I don't mean to take up too much of your time, but I want you to know how to do the project, okay? And we want to get a nice full project out of this. But this is when you're going to want to start thinking about like ephemera, because we pre-thought about it when we printed that out. But now we're kind of thinking, I see some ribbon in front of me, like, do I want to add that? What do I want to do? I see some washi tape in front of me. Do I want to add that? Kind of start thinking along those lines at this point. You're going to take the little tip off of your awl, and you're just going to do 3 little pokes in here, just like it would be a book. You can measure this. If you choose to measure, you do you. I'm not a huge measurer. Everything else has to be perfect in my professional life. And right now I'm getting my master's degree. So this is my joyous time. I just kind of eyeball it. Like, where would that be, right? And I just want to make sure that it gets through to the other side, if you can see that. This is why we're pinning them together. And I just want to poke it through. I'm going to put the plastic tip back on, or else I will lose it. Put it back in my handy dandy bag. I'm going to get out my needle and my thread. I have that. So what the experts normally say is you want your string about 3 lengths of your journal. Okay, I always do about 4, but I'm probably just going to do 3. And as you can see, I'm doing a little bit more than 3. I have a pair of scissors in my book binding bag, and just going to use that. It just makes it easier to have one separate set of scissors. But again, if you've been watching me for a little bit, you know I have a set of scissors for everything. I'm going to get out my largest needle. Usually that's what I use. I probably don't have to use my largest needle for this because I'm not going through a whole lot. But with my middle-aged vision, and I do have my glasses on, but I can see the threading a little bit more. So the only thing with these clips is you're going to get hooked up on them a little bit. If you don't, you kind of have to pay attention. Your thread's going to get caught up in them. And you don't want to completely start sewing it in when everything is hooked up. Okay, so that's what I do. This is just even. If you can hear some noise out my door, my little town is getting ready for the annual Christmas parade today. So the floats are coming around, lining up for that. And I live next to a little substation, so there's that. I'm actually going to walk over to my son's house a little bit later, and we're going to go down to the parade with my grandson and my daughter-in-law. It's going to be a lot of fun because my car's in the shop this weekend because I had my driver's side door broke, out of all things, and it broke at work yesterday, Friday afternoon. How, like, what? Okay, so I am filming this on a Saturday. I am releasing this on a Sunday. So let me get back to the project. But thank goodness he lives close, so that's going to be nice. Okay, and he came to help me yesterday, so that was really nice too. I was really grateful for him for that. I started in the middle on the inside. So wherever you start is where you're going to end, okay? So I just start on the middle. I like to leave a lot of extra. It may not end up that way, but I do like it because in my head, I'm telling myself I'm going to do a nice pretty bow. Let's see how that works out. Okay, and we just want to pull it taut. So there we go. Now we're going to go up to the last hole. And remember, I said don't get caught up on those if you're using these kind. This is why the paper clips are a little bit easier. You just have to kind of be mindful of where your clips are and are you sewing into your clips, okay? So now we have this stitch, but now we have this part still open. I'm going to stick this right through the middle hole, and I hope everything's still lined up. There it goes. It lines up. It might be a poking expedition for just a second, but no worries. Okay, so now we're ending where we started, right in the middle. And I want to pull that as taut as I can. Not so taut that I'm tearing the paper, but this is kind of why I use thicker paper as well. All right, so let me get out my bag, and I'm just going to cut this right off. Okay. And I'm going to put this right back in here so I don't lose it. This is why I use something like this. It protects me. It protects my aggravation from losing things. zip that up, put that away, and then I'm going to take off these clips, and I have them just clipped to the little shelf right in front of me because I use them for other things. Binder clips too. You could do binder clips. They tend to hold a little bit, they're stronger, but I find that they dent my paper. So there's that too. You just kind of got to decide what's important to you, I guess. Okay, I am going to attempt to do a bow. This is what I'm going to attempt to do. This is why I like to use extra, because I'm not an expert bow tire here, but I think I did it okay. And I get it as tight as I can. Well, I want good measure, so we are doing it twice. I double tied it, and then there we go. There's the middle. So here is the journal. And then we're just gonna try to lay this as flat as we can. So my holes were not perfect. See, my holes are just a little bit off. I'm not gonna be mad about it. The recipient's not gonna be mad about it. I might need to stick a little bit more glue down here, but let's get this going first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of flip through. So I'm probably gonna put some things right here. I don't know if I'm gonna fully cover this up because we wanna leave a little bit of space for journaling for our friend, right? We're just going to go ahead and flip through. Everything's sewn in nicely, and we have some blank space for them to do what they want. We're going to have some pockets in here. This is why we saved all of the scraps off to the side of us, if you can see my scraps. Okay, so now if you're really curious, you're like, how is this Teri's Crafty Christmas working? We're going to kind of explain that at the end too, but don't forget to check out all of the links below, okay? And join the Facebook groups, and then post your projects in there and hashtag it and be a winner, right? Tis the season for giving and receiving. It's always fun to win stuff. Okay, so what I want to do, I thought I wanted to do a pocket here as well, which I think would be a lot of fun. Let's see, I might get out my decal. Well, no, you know what? I don't think I need to get out my decal trimmer. How do I want to do this pocket? How do we want to do it? Let's see, I don't know. I was thinking it would be fun to put this. Actually, we could tie this together and just do like a fun pocket here, because maybe we want to put like a picture, or we want to create another Christmas card to go in here, and maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know if we'll have time, but I just think that this would be a fun pocket. But I really like this as well, so that's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I do know for sure I want to do the pocket here. So that's where I'm going to start, and then we're going to decide later, because I might just want to zhuzh up that side a little bit more. I could just completely glue this down here and then do a pocket here and leave it like that, and then we can stick stuff, and then we have a little bit more space. That's what I could do, because from here on out I only have ephemera. I didn't print out any more. There's more to this sheet. There is more to this project, but I wanted to try to leave, I tend to cover everything up when I'm doing journaling, so that's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm probably just gonna cut this in half and do a pocket down here. So we do have some space. I'm gonna have space to ink things and, you know, kind of do it how I want it. Okay, so we have, let's see. This is 5 across. So let's see, should we stick with this is where I'm just gonna kind of do this, okay? You could measure, you could very well measure, but I wanna make sure it's not interfering with the stitching in the middle. And I want to leave myself just a tad bit of a space. So I'm marking it, and then that's how I'm doing it, and then we'll measure it and I'll tell you. Okay, so that's what we want to cut off. I know where my blade's gonna land, it's gonna be right there. And we have another little scrap piece, okay? And let's see, I think I want this part of it. I could do all the way right here and have the pocket kind of end right here. So we have a little bit of a deeper pocket. You just decide how you want to do it. How's that going to make you happy? What do you want to see in your project? Use your creativity, right? Oops, we have a little bit of my mark right there, so we're going to move things out of the way. I'm going to get my mono eraser, and I'm just going to take that right off. Okay, and then when I'm done with this video, I'll be able to go start my stretch and folds on my sourdough. I purchased some set of jams at Aldi not too long ago, and I thought these would be perfect for when I gift sourdough at Christmas time. I also do cookie plates, but I want to do the sourdough too because I really got into that this year. So to do a pocket, we're going to leave an open space. I keep my thumb here because I'm not putting glue there. So I'm just going to glue all the way around, however you want your pocket to go. Just remember, you do need an opening, okay? What I'm also going to do is get my I have a folded piece of paper and just a regular piece of paper. Oh, that's too big. You know what? I'm just going to do this. I always I'm training the fibers of the paper. So because I want this pocket to be a useful pocket, and I don't want it to be too tight, I just kind of want to put something in the middle so people can slide things easily in and out of. I hope you can see me. So this is going to be like what's going in the pocket. Oops, oh, I prematurely did that. So we want to make sure that the glue has time to make contact with the paper. And you see I left just like a little bit of space right there. So when we close it, nothing's rubbing and nothing rips, because this is paper, so we want to be a little bit more careful with that. Let's see. Okay, so I think that that's good. So see, we just kind of trained the paper. I always just have like a folded sheet of paper, something a little bit thicker, so we can just kind of put it in and out of. Now maybe we're going to want to put one of the Christmas or the postcards in and out of it. I don't know. Let's keep going along here. These are a lot of fun, these corner pockets. I really do like that. So what I'm going to do is fussy cut that out. So now like our journal is made. Our journal is constructed. Our journal is made. This is the fun part. This is the zhuzhing of it up, and we get to use our imaginations and let the creativity fly, right? Okay, so I'm going to cut that down. And she designed it with like the round edges. And you can kind of see the line. So you decide if that's what you want. You could cut them square, you could cut them round, but the designer did round them out. So that's just dependent on what the creator wants. Okay. And then this is a perfect little corner pocket, or up here. Like, do you want it to be up? So that looks a little bit like that's directional. So maybe we don't want to do that, but it's okay. Like we could if we wanted, because ornaments hang every which way. I'm going to put it down here, and I'm just going to get the same folded piece of paper or a similar one. I don't know if that's the same one, and do the same thing. And that's how I'm going to glue it. So I'm putting my thumb here because I do not want the glue to go there, because I've been known to just glue everything shut and be like, oh no, what did I do? What happened here? That just happens. You get like, you kind of get in the zone, right? Okay, so we want to line that up to the corner of the paper, so where we're happy with it. And there we go. I didn't want to overlap at all. Okay. And we're giving that just a moment to have contact. I'm going to take another sip of my tea. I have my Luke Steiner mug today. Very excited. I'm going to the Gilmore Girls Stars Hollow experience. I don't really know. What is it called? I don't know. It's not at Universal Studios. It's at Warner Brothers. For Christmas when my mom gets here, we're going there. So it's like the Stars Hollow experience or something. We're going to go on the studio tour, and then we're going to be dropped off in Stars Hollow. And I'm very excited to do that. Okay, so another little thing that we can do, I really like little text spots and journals. I really like these. These are really cute. We don't have to put something on every page. Like, we want our recipient to be able to get creative too, right? I'm just going to cut this. Cutting round, fussy cutting is a little bit more tricky. If you have a punch that's about this size, you could punch it out and then it's going to be perfect. That's what you could do. But that's not what I'm doing because that would probably be too easy. And I don't know if I have a punch this big. I do have a punch. It might be too big is the problem. So I'm just gonna let the scissors glide along the paper. Now you see why I do the bigger scissors a little bit, because I get to do a little bit of less cuts. So this is white core paper. So you see the white edge on that. I'm gonna get out. I have brushed corduroy and I think that's what I'm gonna stick with, because you see this paper here looks a little bit tea-dyed and fun, right? Fun. But you could use whatever you want. I've got walnut stain, I've got tattered rose, I've got tea dye, like whatever ink color you want. And I am just gonna ink up the edges and continue inking. And then there we go. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of glue up top, and this is just gonna be a little tuck spot, because what if our friend or family or whoever it is, and this is gonna be right in the middle, what if they wanna put photos in here? Like maybe they're going to the Gilmore Girls experience too, and they wanna put their photos in here. I'll probably be doing a Gilmore Girls junk journal for that. So stand by, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you won't want to miss that. So there's that. This is going to need to be probably a pocket over here too. See, this is the other sheet of the paper. We could do that and that might tie it through a little bit. I think that would be fun, actually. That's kind of what I want to do. And then it's just going to be like a little bit of a tuck spot. Oops. And again, I'm just doing pencil markings. Measuring everything does not spark joy. And I'm going to get out my decal edge trimmer because this is already decal edge and I don't want to do more cutting than I need to. And I'm going to find my handy dandy pencil mark. And I might have misjudged that pencil mark. I don't know. Where's my other pencil mark? Down here. We don't want it to get lost, do we? Okay. Put that right on the blade. There we go. Oops, yep, it is a little bit shorter, isn't it? I don't know that that matters, to be honest. I really don't know that that matters. I think that this is fun. I really wanted it to be that long, but I don't know. Does it matter? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fix that. And I'm gonna get out some ribbon. I think the ribbon I have in front of me is gonna work. See, this is why we wanted to like think ahead and be like, how do we really want to zhuzh this up, right? Because we're gonna run into like little things like that. And I do realize I just covered up most of this. That's, you know, what half of crafting is. We're covering things up. I'm going to put the ribbon down here. I'm probably going to put it up like this so I have the straight edge. Excuse me. I have the straight edge with the straight edge. So I'm going to get out my Fabri-Tac. And I'm just going to kind of prime it a little bit. And let's see. I could just cut. Where do I want it? It's going to be, again, we're going to get out the pencil. I mean, you always need a pencil in crafting. Always, always. And I'm going to get out my other scissors. These are like my other paper cutting scissors, but sometimes I do fabric with them. So they're nice and sharp, and they cut very smooth. Okay, I'm just gonna glue this down. This could be like another pocket, like a pocket and a pocket. Like we could do that. Let's see what I'm gonna do, because this is gonna seep through. Like I'm prepared for that. So I am going to put this on the paper directly. I'm just roughly measuring it. This is acetone glue, so you're going to get a little bit of that acetone smell. So that's up to you if like you want to wear a mask or how sensitive you are. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't last very long though, but there is that. And if you're a crafter like me, you know, you're pretty familiar with the Fabri-Tac. Okay, just going to put a little piece of paper down here so I don't get it all over my fingers. There we go. And that kind of wiped that up a little bit. I'm probably just going to keep this right here. So we have this, right? And I'm just going to leave it like that. Like our recipient can decide what they want to do with it. But here we're going to slide something in and out of. So we want to let them know that that's a pocket. Let's get out one of our tags and let's use this one because that's the one that we cut off. So now we're not missing out on anything, are we? Let's cut this down. A little bit of side noise in the background. Like I said, it's a very busy day in my neighborhood and I do have my window open for the fresh air. So just bear with me a little bit. Sometimes I think you can hear background noise when I'm making videos and you really can't. Like I have a fireplace ambience going in the back of me, ambiance, for like it kind of calms my kitties down because they get a little bit nervous when I'm talking and no one else is here. Like they're walking around like, what's going on? Okay, so this could just be slide in and out. I am going to put a gem right there just so that can kind of help because I'm not going to slit that open and put a bow in there. You could if that's what you want, but because this is paper and we have kind of a lot, we have a lot going on already. I just don't want it to, I want it to be covered up and I want people to know that they can pull on it, but I don't want the ribbon to like it's gonna rip. I don't want to deal with all that. Okay, so there's a little bit of stick right there, so I just use my embossing buddy. Just as like the cornstarch and the baby powder, you can make your own. But there we go. So they can put whatever they want on the back. Where did my handy dandy brown blending brush? And just so you know, I do have another video coming out and that is going to be on the 30th. So I'm doing 2 videos with this collaboration. So I'm doing my best to finish this project here and we're just going to kind of keep moving along. And I might need to make this into a 2-parter, but I don't want to. I just want to do all one in the same. So this is probably going to be a little bit over an hour. But you get a full comprehensive picture of how to make this type of junk journal. Oops, I cut that down a little bit too short, but you see the tabs right here, they're so cute. We want to make sure we use some of these tabs. Gracie did a really great job with this. So what you're going to want to do is continue to follow along on this collaboration, and I'm going to do one of these. I think these are fun. And then you're going to want to come back around for me on the 30th, and hopefully you'll watch my videos in between and I spark some creativity and some joy with you and remind you to take part in some self-care. I've been trying to remember to follow as many people as I can during this collaboration. So many talented people out there. You guys should all be very proud of yourselves, and if you're not in the collaboration and you're just a crafter, be proud of yourself for taking some time out for you. And we're just going to kind of fold that right there. It's not going to be down like that all the way. I am going to do it up a little bit, but it's just a little tab. It's just a little something fun, right? I'm going to staple it. I have green staples in my stapler. You could glue it. You could, I'm holding my stapler backwards, so that is funny. Okay, I'm going to do, whoops. I'm going to try to get this the best I can, but my hand's a little bit in the way. There we go. And I didn't staple it perfectly in the middle as I intended, but no worries, no worries. So you see, you have that tab. We're going to kind of keep on going. They can put pictures in here. They can put whatever they want in here. Like there's like fun tags. There's the fun postcard, right? So let's keep moseying along. I think what would be really fun for this is to maybe use this. So let's cut this off. See, so many possibilities. Once you get going, it just kind of flows. It all just flows into it. We could leave this all as one if that's what I wanted to do. And this could be like hanging down. So I could cut it out that way, and I could just draw a line with like a, I have like a silver or a black pen, gel pen. Sorry, I'm like, what am I talking about? Gel pen. I believe I have them off to the side of me. Let's see. Let's just do that. I think I have, oh, I have black glitter in front of me. So we're gonna continue to fussy cut this out. And I hope everyone's having a fabulous time in this collaboration. I hope you guys are getting lots and lots of crafty ideas. I've seen some really great projects. And I hope you guys are entering the contest to win some of the fun prizes at the end. Teri's done a great job with organizing this. And I think that that's really nice. So everybody knows what to expect. You know how to play along. We're just gonna kind of cut this the best we can and cut this down over here. You could actually use string too, right? Now remember we said that the circles get a little bit tricky. So if you had a punch, that's what you could do. And if you haven't finished mailing out your Christmas cards, keep setting this on a different spot, you could do that. So because I'm not a fussy cutting expert, if we ink up all of this just a little bit, it kind of hides our imperfections and it makes it stand out from the page just a little bit more. Okay, put this right here. I'm going to glue this part, and this is going to be a little tuck spot. I have a black wait. I have gold over here. It's copper. And I'm just going to draw a line. I just kind of want to test that, see how that's going to go. This is a little bit dry. No worries, right? Okay. If you can see, I'm just going to draw a line right here. Well, it just looks like the ornament is hanging, if you can see that. And going to get my glue. And I'm just going to glue the top part of it. And this is going to be a little fun, another fun tuck spot. And there we go. Okay, so this is a full project in about an hour. And that's pretty good, right? Okay, we're going to keep moving along. Another thing we can do for our recipients to kind of give them ideas of what to put in here. Oops. I have fun little like decorative paper clips. They have decorative paper clips like really everywhere that you want to go, but I kind of like to add, oops, see, I want to be careful. Add that to this so they could stick a photo in here, do whatever they want. So if you kind of see that, that's a great fun little thing to do too, to add in here. Okay, now we have the middle section. What do we want to do at the middle section? I want to ink it up just a little bit. And this is kind of how I'm cleaning my brush too. Right? Just because I don't like all of the stark white. And this will kind of give it a little bit of a vintagey look. Okay? There we go. Okay, so I kind of inked all that up in the middle. Now, what I did say, as I said, I have a stamp with some lines on it. I have a recipe stamp in front of me. I have some old Santas from last year in front of me that I never did anything with. And what if they do want to put a recipe in here? I have this whole recipe stamp set, like if that's what you wanted to do. This could be like a recipe journal. Who knows what you want it to be. But I just thought it would be fun to put some some lines on here. I'm gonna get out my VersaFine Onyx Black ink and hope that you can see me. Make sure I'm in frame. And I'm just gonna ink this up. Now, of course, this is short, so my paper right here is short, is what I mean. So I need to get like a little bit of a scratch paper. Okay, put that back here. So we're not really worried about it at that point. Okay, just make sure we make enough contact. We give it time. The bow or whatever is going to be in the way a little bit. Okay. Okay, and yeah, that's not perfect, you're right, but I probably pressed down on it a little bit too hard. But what if they want to put a picture right here and they want to write a memory about the picture, right? So that gives them a little bit of journaling room to do that. And we'll try to make it even. Let's just kind of... Yep, lines are missing. I'm not worried about it. It gives it the little vintagey vibe. If you wanted to take like a black pen and connect the lines, you can do that. However fussy you want to get with this, that's completely up to you. I don't like get too fussy with things like that. So we could do like another little tuck spot in here. And I think that's what we're gonna do. You know, that's gonna tie this in. We could do that because I'm just noticing that, or a Christmas carol. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, and I am going to fussy cut this. If you're not a big fussy cutter, don't worry, you don't have to be. Like I said, these projects are as fussy or as simple as you want to make them. This can be a fairly simple project, or this can be like a really complicated project. Like, how do you want to make it? I am going to be giving this away, and it does have a recipient, so I want to put a little bit more thought into it. And I'm just now going on over an hour, so I'm going to try to keep this flowing and kind of finish up the project. I am going to be posting the pictures in Teri's Crafty Christmas hashtag. I am going to be posting it in her Facebook group. And I'm going to be posting this video there as well, so you can follow along with the collaboration. I'm going to ink this up. And we're going to add a few more little highlights to this journal. And I'm just going to put this right here. Okay. And I'm going to do the glue, and then we're going to finish up. So I hope you had a great time with day 7 in the collaboration. I have some sales calls coming through. I hate how they can change their number and do all of that now. Okay, so we have a fun tuck spot right there. I'm not gonna really move it around too much. They could put a picture here, do whatever they want. We're gonna kind of just keep moseying along. I do though, however, I want to get a little bit fussy, and I want to zhuzh it up just a little bit. Okay, and this is how I'm zhuzhing it up. Just add my little embellishment there, and just so that that's a little bit fun. Okay, and we're going to keep flipping through here. We don't necessarily need a pocket on or a tuck spot on every page, because maybe they just want to do what they want to do, and that happens too. So let's get some green going. Oops, some green. Oops, we're caught up here. There we go. Okay, so now we have something for both sides. This is going to tie in with this. We have more music paper in our scrap over here that's stuck to we're all stuck now. And what we could do is just make this like a little bit of a pocket, and that's kind of fun, isn't it? And I'm not going to decollage trim that. I'm not going to get too finicky with that. And we're just going to glue this down so they can stick whatever they want in here. Maybe they have their own favorite sheet music that they want to go in here. Maybe they're going to be taking this to, you know, a Christmas musical performance, and they want to capture all the memories or their favorites, and that's what they want to put in here. Okay, here we go, here we go. I forgot my little trick, didn't I? Didn't I? There we go. See, now we're almost at the end. We have, this is a lot of fun, so this is going to be one of our last sheets. And then we have here, I'm probably just going to leave this blank because I want them to be able to fill it up how they want. Do we want to let them know that there's a pocket in here? I mean, probably. Let's do A Christmas Carol because it's music. Or Merry Christmas. I kind of like her in there because of the blue and the yellow. So you can see how we can just kind of use up all of the elements of this kit. I'm not going to get to cut it perfectly how she did, how she designed it, but you can if you want. I could have done the bottom of that with my decollage trimmer. Okay. And after this, I have to get to my sourdough loaf. I hope you are all having a fabulous weekend. And then I have some chores I need to do. I have a paper I need to write. There's a few people I need to call for work. And you can hop on over to the next creator in the collab. And so just like with the rest of it, I want to zhuzh it up just a little bit. So then that's kind of what they can pull on if they want. And I'm not going to do as big of one. And I could pull this with tweezers, which normally is what I do, but I'm going to save myself a little step. And I just want to do this just a little bit. That's just me. You don't have to. That's just me. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're going to keep kind of moving through. We could leave it right here because stuff's going to be, we don't need stuff back, you know, back to back because that might fill it up just a little bit. So this is a little bit of fun right here. I think it would be fun to put like a ribbon to really like color it up. We could put the ribbon right here so we can see a little bit more. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I think that's how we want to do it. I think that's what I want to do. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just make sure I have enough. I probably need more Fabri-Tac. Okay. And I'm just going to put the Fabri-Tac on the edge of the paper. I'm going to do 2 passes at it because sometimes my Fabri-Tac comes out sparsely. And then I'm just going to line this up right here the best I can. It is ribbon, so you're dealing with fabric, like a fabric. Oops. Get my scratch paper because it's going to leak out a little bit. There we go. And then I don't have to thoroughly worry about that. And this is just going to be like a little flap and a little pocket, right? So let's do the top of this. And the reason why I'm not putting it on the ribbon is because I'm probably going to cut that off. And because it just, or I could leave it and just like true junk journal fashion, just kind of leave it and let it hang over like a little bit of a bookmark, if that's what I want to do. But I do a little bit want to cut it off just because of the strings. And now we're coming to the end of our project. Ah. Okay. I'm in my own way. Okay, and that just got red and green glitter everywhere. I mean, my name is So Much Glitter. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm going to need to take alcohol and wipe that. Wipe those scissors. Okay. And so we could tuck whatever we want in here. Just kind of leave it. Maybe they want to put pictures in here. I'm going to leave this space for them to decide what they want to do. Here we go. I'm going to ink this up. Okay. And just the fun little tab. I should probably use another little tab in here somewhere, which that would be fun to do right here. So let's look at the tabs. We probably want to do a little bit of a bigger one this time. I'm going to do the blue. And then this project is done. I'm not going to do a pocket in the front. I think that I gave this recipient enough pockets because I do not want to fill this up too much, because it is just it's also a 5x7 card. So this is also a card for them. And then this is also a project, like a journal. It was a project for us, wasn't it? Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna fold that right in the middle. Could put this up to the top. I'm just gonna put it off to the side. I am gonna staple it again because I like to do that with the tabs. Oops, you know what? She gets 2 staples because I stapled it a little bit off, but that's okay. Okay, and then what we're gonna do here again is we're gonna do our lines, because what if they want to, we wanna give them plenty of journaling space, our friends. And they wanna put pictures in here, but they wanna put captions. Like, we wanna make sure that that's all being captured, their special memories. And I'm just gonna put this right here in the middle. I'm gonna press down on it. And I decided against the pockets. We're gonna do a quick flip through and then we're gonna be done. So this is about an hour and 15-minute video. Quick project, because we are in our craft rooms, like doing projects. Sometimes it takes us like all day just to do a little bit. This is a journal. A journal in an hour. Wow, how great, right? Okay, so here's our 5x7 card journal that we did sew it in. And we do have, let's cut this really quick because I'm gonna leave this in here. And then this is gonna be the end of it. And you're gonna hop on to the next person. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this project. Do you like this kit? I absolutely love it. Do you think you'll do this project? Are you gift giving? What's going on? Okay. Of course, when you go back through it, there's always things that you find that you want to do, right? There's always things that you find that you want to do. So, is a project ever really done? Okay. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink up around here. That's just me. You don't have to do that. But here we have a pocket in the front and we have a pocket to the side. And then we're going to keep going through here. We have a fun little tuck spot. We have a pocket here. And we have our ribbon here. We've just kind of left this here for our friends to do whatever they want. Same with this. Write notes, do what they want. But we have the fun tab. We have another fun tuck spot up here because we have our ornaments. We have a paper clip so they can clip any notes or any pictures, whatever they want. We're going to want them to tuck anything in there, put a picture, write some journaling space. We did another clip right there. We have another little pocket with a tuck spot. Lots and lots of goodies here. See how everything just kind of ties through how the designer did that? This is a lot of fun. We have our ribbon here. And we have more things we could put pictures. We could kind of finish up writing in our journal. And then there's the back of the journal, and that's how we're going to keep it. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this right here. So then they kind of understand that everything is a little bit of a tuck spot, right? I don't need to put something in every little tuck spot. I just don't. That's what they're going to do. I hope you guys had a fabulous time. I hope you guys are following along in the collaboration. I realized I did not use the postcards. I mean, I feel like I gave this person enough journaling space as it is, so I'm going to kind of omit the postcards. What I'm going to do is probably make another video to finish up this kit. I'm going to probably make a few Christmas cards, so you'll want to follow along for that, and that's just going to be kind of separate from the collaboration, but I will post that in a Facebook post. I don't want that to take away from anybody else's day. That's just, I have leftovers and that's what I'll do. So you want to make sure you enter the giveaways. You want to have a fabulous day. Go grab this kit on Ko-fi and have a wonderful day. Take part in self-care. Merry Christmas to you all. And I hope you have fun creating. Bye, guys.